Welcome to The Beam, where curiosity stirs conversations, taking us a step further into the future we desire. Here we bring you the issues that matter, the voices that challenge, and the insights that inspire. I'm Sunes Nathaniel, and here we're going to give you a very important conversation. Nigeria's story today is being written in two places, the timelines and the streets. Online, our outrage is instant. Offline, our consequences are real, from political defections to rising ethnic tension, from cool nostalgia among young people to the slow, quiet drift towards a one-party order. The country feels like it's negotiating its future in fragments. So today we're stripping away the noise to understand the meaning behind the trends. And joining me today are Barrister Victor Giwa, lead counsel at the Victor Giwa Associates, a constitutional lawyer who has walked Nigeria's legal terrain long enough to know its possibilities. We also have alongside Michael, who's joining us via Zoom, Michael Abimboye, a communication strategist, editor, and social commentator whose analysis has shaped public conversations across platforms. Gentlemen, you're welcome to The Beam.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, let's go straight, into what is happening. One of the fears that we have is the fact that people are saying, hey, it seems like we are drifting towards a one-party state. There's an anxiety about this. I mean, it's everywhere on Twitter, it's everywhere on social media, which is why we're discussing generally these things that are trending and how they are really going to impact Nigeria's future. So where do you stand when it comes to this issue of the anxiety over one-party state? Let me start from you, Barrister Giwa. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think it's very important, and I'm happy that organizations and platforms like yours are bringing these issues into the front burner. Because it is very important, because the young people are watching with a lot of fear and nostalgia. And the reason is this: they want to belong to the country. They don't want to be seen as a figure. They don't want to be seen as a data. They want to see if they want to be convinced that the people who should govern are sensitive to their plight. And how do they know? It is if the governors, the people who govern us, have connection with us. So the issue of one-party state, political defection, we have seen where almost all the governors are decamping, almost all the governors are decamping to a particular political party. Now, it is not an offense that people are decamping, but the question and the anxiety and the challenge with the young people and with Nigeria in general is, what role are we a factor? Are the people in consideration? Do they really connect to us? Are we consulted? Are we just only consulted when it is time for elections? Are we just electoral figures? Are we just there to throw the paper into the ballot and just act as a figure? Because if you are going to be moving from one political party to the other, and the people who you are serving, they are not consulted, so they feel that there is a disconnect. And let me tell you why it is very dangerous. It's a time bomb. Because the young people are looking at what is going on. And you see what is happening in states, in countries like Pakistan, India, where young people are taking over uprising because they are saying that you don't have connection with us. And so it is very important that these persons, these governors, people in power, should understand that whatever action they are taking, the young people are looking at them. So for me, in answering your question, I think people holding political offices should be very careful and circumspect at the decisions they take. Now, it is very easy for you to see politicians to come out there on TV and say, oh, I have consulted my people and I'm decamping to this political party. Oh, I have done general consultation and I'm decamping to the political party. The question is, what is the position of the people? How are you connected to the people? It is all about the people. The other question is, really, did the people actually voted for you? So I think the narrative and our concern and my concern, and it should be your concern, and everybody's concern should be, are the politicians connected to the people? Because we get to a point where the people will start demanding for accountability, not on the pages of newspaper, but on the street. And when they start demanding for accountability on the street, people are endangered. And so that is why it's very key. So for me, I think the politicians should be careful to take a retrospect to ask themselves this question: am I connected to the people? Now, when you are talking about the people, it is not politicking. It is people-centrism. How connected are you to the people? What are the people saying? Because sometimes what the people are saying is different from what the politicians are saying. So it is very key that every actions of government should be that reflects the yearning and the sensitivity to the people.
I mean, it couldn't have been stated better in the true sense of the word. But the question then becomes, if we look at what should the defections, what should real defections, when we are swapping, moving from party to party, cross-carpeting, what should it really have been about? I mean, if you're saying it's not what we are seeing now, because it almost seems like it's not pro people, right? But what really should it be about in the truest sense of it?
Now, when you are decamping, you should be decamping based on programs, policy, and ideology, such that if Party A, for example, if you are in PDP and you are decamping to APC without any form of research, I should know where you stand. So I should be able to say that if you are, for example, APC, you stand for state police, you stand for free education, you stand for free university, whatever, you stand for autonomy of judiciary, you stand for free election. Those are the things, those are the ideology. You stand for empowerment of the people. So if you are for PDP, you are standing for non-Sharia state, that Nigeria is a secular state. So when you are for the PDP, I should be able to know that, oh, you are talking about federalism, or regionalism, free education, free youth empowerment, and all of that, regionalization, and all of that. So we should be, so decamping, movement, cross-carpeting should be on the basis of ideology and ideas. That, oh, I'm no longer staying with this political party. I'm not subscribing to my political party because they have deviated from their programs. When we were voted in, we told the people that we are going to give them free education. When we were voted in, we told them that we're going to give them employment. We say we are going to give 1 million Nigerians this amount of employment. We are not doing that. We believe in secularity of Nigerian religion. We are not subscribing to a particular religion. We guarantee them that we give them security. Now we are not doing that. And I think I should go to Party B that seems to have that ideology, that are following their programs, that are tied to their manifesto, and that is the reason I'm going. So the basis of the deflection and cross-carpeting should be based on ideology, programs, agenda, and manifesto, not for political advantage.
Not for political
advantage.
All right, so again, one of those things that was trending and that has come up is the fact that people are saying, hey, it would seem like we are practicing an unintelligent democracy or an unintelligent policy, or, politics rather, polity. Do you subscribe to that, consciousness that said, hey, we're just doing akara and beans kind of politics? Pure water, take this one, give me that one. We're not doing things that have that intellectual depth. And that might also be one of the biggest problems of the nation as we speak.
Very correct. The truth of the matter is this, and it's very sad. The kind of politics we are playing in Nigeria is politics of the tummy. What people will call, what Fayose called some time ago, stomach infrastructure. So we are talking about, the kind of politics we play is politics of contract. I am in this party because I can gain contract. I can be empowered. When I'm in this political party, I will gain contract to supply, to do federal government contracts, supply street lights, do roads. So that's the kind of politics. So the politics is not about the people. And so we are now in a course. For example, you could see for a serious matter like insecurity, issue of kidnapping of, insecurity within this Northwest, kidnapping of Nigerian citizens, students, and all of that, that it is in the United States that the Congress is organizing debate. But we, the victims, Nigerians are the victims. You have not seen debate about what went on What are the security doing? The only time you saw it is when they were screening the chief of Brigadier General Musa and all of that. The National Assembly have not organized a debate, a session, say, look, general public, come and tell us what was happening. Invite the schools, invite the churches, the communities where those things have happened or are happening. Organize public debate so that people can come and express themselves, so that government can get a first-hand information. They are not doing it. And let me tell you why they are not doing it. Because it has never been an issue. It has not been their concern. So you see where issues, people are in governance because of the people. Right there in America, they are calling citizens, Nigerians, to say, come and tell us the problem with your country. But here, we are talking about how we can clear.
Let me just make you pause for a while. Let's invite Michael Abimboye into this conversation. He's somebody who has played some politics to a great extent, especially with the PDP. So let me take you back now. Cross-carpeting and the problems right now in Osun State. What is on ground? As a young person, what have you seen on ground as a young person?
Well, thank you, Sunet. So we all know the issue with PDP nationally. So, and the government has to seek re-election for the second term, which is entitled to. And unfortunately, he cannot afford to do that on the platform of the PDP right now. So he needs to look for an alternate party, and which, at least for now, which is about maybe 90% sure, he'll be going to Accord party. So which best party will run on. And obviously, we're expecting to win his re-election, even though there might be still opposition coming from APC and a little bit of ADC. But by and large, I think the government will win. So I think that's pretty what was happening. It's nothing much about maybe...
As a young person, from your standpoint as a young person, is it pro-people? Or is it the people saying, hey, you can do this? Or is he just looking at where the platform really works for him? Which of them is it?
No, it's just the legal aspect of it. If there are no legal issue with the PDP, if the PDP are in Abuja and the headquarters is okay, we don't have factions. Of course, the government will stay in PDP and run again on PDP platform. But there are factions already. We have two factions. We have one expelling each other today. So he can't afford to stay in any of the factions and lose his election. Because if he decides to stay on one of the faction and runs and wins, the court will eventually remove him. They might say, oh, the wrong faction signed his nomination form and he loses the lead. He'll be yanked off as governor. So it's best to run on a clean platform that has no issue and that is pro-people. And of course, the Osun State people, they all love him. He's performing, he's working. You can come to Shogbo and come and see what he has done. If you go to Ife. So when it comes to the pro-people, he's actually a pro-people governor and he's doing what the masses actually want. So that on the side of government.
Now, if you were not to take sides and looking at all that is playing out from the PDP to what is playing out nationally as a young person, what really does it tell you about the future of this nation? I mean, you are not playing politics now. You're coming in as a communication specialist and a journalist, an editor. What really does it tell you about the polity of the nation at this time?
I mean, it tells us that we are sliding into almost one-party state because we have governors who are decamping or who are from PDP to APC for zero reason. You don't have any reason to leave your party, except for maybe the legal tussle we have. But if there's no legal tussle in PDP, I see no reason why governors are moving to APC. And of course, we know the reasons why this is happening. The man we have as president is a pure politician, so he knows how to muzzle these governors to come to his party, and he has been doing it. When he was governor in Lagos State, we also I was handling the opposition parties in Lagos. I mean, the last election, look at the caliber of candidates PDP presented. That will tell you that the ruling party in Lagos has been able to find its way into the decision-making of the party in Lagos. The opposition party.
All right, we're going to be taking a break now. Michael, we'll come back to you. The timelines may carry the heat, but the real weight of this question sits solely and squarely on the future of this nation. We'll be right back, and the conversation continues. All right, we are back here on the beam, and we're looking critically at what the timelines and what the trends say about the future of Nigeria. I'll give you 2 more minutes to just speak on what is really trending, not just in the polity right now here in Nigeria. You know, as an editor, like I said earlier on, and somebody who writes and, you know, critiques and looks at things critically, there's this surge of the coups. We just saw the one that was squashed in Benin, right? And so what does it tell us, again, about what is happening around us? Because it is predominantly in West Africa. So what does it say about what we should be thinking about in these terms when it comes to the young people? Because, of course, those who want to take over are young people. What does it say to us? What should it say to us for the future's sake?
Well, for Nigeria, this is time for the politicians to start implementing people politics. I mean, implement politics that are pro-people and not playing politics with everything. Because we, for my generation, I've witnessed Coup a bit, and I've lived in the military life, so I know it's not as easy as most Gen Z will be clamoring for on social media. And I always say, oh, let the military take over. It's not something that I want to experience again. So, and the only way to avoid this is for our presidents, governors, to always implement policies that people want, do the right projects, fix the roads, fix schools, security issues, tackle it at the right time, have the political will to face take some critical decisions and not play politics with it like, oh, it's not my religion, it's not affecting my region, let me leave it for now. No, whatever there are issues, let's tackle it squarely. And I think with that, the military might not even have any reason to even come to power in Nigeria. As for West Africa, I mean, it has always been in place. I mean, military has always taken over power in especially the Francophone countries. And it shows that the civilian governments in those countries are never really pro-people. They are usually staying in power more than expected. I mean, we saw it in Cote d'Ivoire. The opposition president came in thinking he will only do his mandatory 5 years, or I think mandatory 5 years and leave. But this is fourth term is running. So, and this was someone that was criticizing the former ruler of that country. Then he goes to power and you're repeating the same thing. If, for example, Niger takes over power in that country now, I mean, it's expected because you've gone against the things you've promised when you were running for campaign, running your campaign. So Nigeria should also learn from this and try to avoid the mistakes these countries are making and make sure that, oh, everything remains perfect, because I'm sure nobody wants to, if the Gen Zs have not experienced war or military rule before, they should not even pray for it. It's not something to hope for, to long for, I must tell you.
Let's come back to the studio. Thank you very much, Michael. Let's come back to the studio. You've been in the courts for years now. You've been watching politics. You've been seeing what's going on. You've been involved in one way or the other. One of our biggest problems is that question, and young people are asking them again now. Can we really say that this nation is operating under the rule of law? First thing you're going to be tackling. The next thing you will come to speak about is the fact that we have things like, you know, they say zoning formula for who's becoming president. We have immunity clauses. How does all this tie into, you know, either we're operating under the rule of law, operating under the safe standards of what real democracy should be about? How do they all tie into this one?
Yeah, good question. You see, the issue of rule of law, immunity clause, like you mentioned, are all components of our democracy, and it is enshrined in the 1999 Constitution as amended. And that is why you will hear, you know, a lot of scholars, you know, lawyers, especially popularly, people like Chief Mike will tell you that the Constitution we have is a strange document. And in the fact that this current Constitution, as is presently constituted, is a product of the military government, that Nigerians don't have their own constitution. And what he's trying to say is that the constitution that we should be operating should be a constitution that every part of us, everybody plays a role, contributed to. We discussed it. We should know who and what should be in the constitution, and we should have consented to it. That the question is, if you ask Nigerians, do you want the immunity clause under Section 306 enjoyed by the governor, should it be there? Because the governors have used that clause to sieve themselves, to insulate themselves, because that clause protects them from investigation and from trial, you know, during that tenure of offices. And you will see right now that governors, for example, the governor of Akwa Ibom was invited by the EFCC to give account of 8 trillion naira that was expended during his tenure. And it is mind-boggling.
That's the former governor.
The former governor. Now, it is mind-boggling for you to ask a governor who just left office to come and give account of that amount of money that is enough to run countries like Argentina, Romania, and Ecuador. A governor of a state. And you have to do it after he has finished office. And before we know, he has traveled abroad for medication, and that will be the, so the question is, should there be immunity clause? What is the position of the young people? What will make these people accountable? What is the position of recall? Can we recall a governor? How is it done? Is it very tedious? So what is the role of the young people? What's the role of Nigerians? How can you hold our leaders accountable? Those are the rule of law. Are these people in government, are they conducting their affairs according to the rule of law or according to whims and caprices, according to might? These are the questions Nigerians are asking. What happened to anybody who has gone against the rule of law, against the constitution? How can I make my governor, how can I make my chairman to be accountable? The rule of law means equality before the law. Constitutionalism, it means that everybody is equal before the law, whether you are in government or you are out of government, whether you are rich or you are poor. Are you accountable? Can I commit an offense because I'm rich? The court will not be able to hold me accountable, but because I am poor, so the law is only a web for the weak and an escape route for the strong and the rich. So those are the issues Nigerians are questioning. Those are the questions that the youth are agitated about, and we have to be careful. And so it is very important that we actually address some of these issues. And I think it is key for us. The way our democracy right now is being conducted has not in any way shown to us that our people, the people in government, are acting according to the rule of law. There's no respect for the right of the people. There's respect for might, there's respect for wealth, but there's no respect for the will and the rights of the downtrodden. Do the downtrodden have rights in this country? The question we have is that it is a big challenge, such that the Attorney General of the Federation, Chief Lateef Agbemi SAN, was saying that even the court seem to be for the wealthy. That is how serious the challenge is. And I think it is important that those people in government should ensure that they conduct their affairs in such a way that the young people and the people on the street don't lose confidence in the system.
Michael, I'm coming to you in 2 minutes. Tell us, what now should the young people be doing ahead of 2027? Do not forget, it has started already. So what should the young people be doing now in preparation of that? In 2 minutes, go ahead.
First, make sure that you register for your PVC. That's the most important thing. We can all say the perfect things to online, do the right agitation, do the right protest. If you don't have the PVC, that's your voter's card, you cannot effect any change or anything you are hoping to have. So that's the most important thing for every youth to once you are 18 years and above, make sure you have your PVC. Then look for the right candidate of your choice. Start promoting your candidate of your choice, because you are just less than a year into general election, so it's time to start pushing out your candidates you want to support to be president of Nigeria. 2, ensure that you participate in the process. Don't just do online media, Twitter noise, and expect the government to act based on the things you want. No, be involved. Right? You can write your legislators regularly, your federal lawmakers. Write them. What are they doing? Whatever the issues are in your community, make it known to them. That way they can present it at the National Assembly. If that is done, I'm sure they might solve 1 or 2 issues for you. But if you just stay online without making this thing known to them, you might think, oh, they are aware. Meanwhile, they might not even know about these issues at all.
All right, thank you, Michael. We have to stop where we're really out of time. Once, thank you, Barrister Giwa and Michael Abimboye, for coming on the program today. I think it was a very insightful one. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.
All right, and that's it on the beam. I'm Sunes Nathaniel, and as always, we're going to be leaving you with our top 5 videos. I keep saying, I'm reminding you, stay curious, stay informed, stay engaged, and keep beaming your light where it matters the most. May this great nation continue to rise and flourish. Bye for now.
This week, we begin our countdown with a clip containing the news that President Bola Tinubu has nominated Reno Omokri and 31 others to serve as ambassadors, a move that triggered debates across the country. In 4th place, we hear former President Olusegun Obasanjo weigh in on the security problem in the country, urging the present government to seek foreign assistance.
People who can help locally and from outside Nigeria should be required to have.
And coming third on our list, we have a video of President Bola Tinubu swearing in General Christopher Musa as the new defense minister.
Swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that as Minister.
In second place, we see how the Nigerian army intensifies its efforts to eliminate criminal elements. Finally, at the top spot on our list this week, we see General Christopher Musa assuming office as defense minister, even as he meets service chiefs. That's it on our countdown today. Join us next week for more.